of being absent. Absenteeism. You end with E, then ISM. Absenteeism is also a noun, which is a practice of being absent habitually. As a habit, you keep absent. You keep absenteeing yourself. Stop absenteeing yourself with EE, then ING. Stop being an absentee. Don't be an absentee learner. You have heard of absentee landlords who are absent in districts like Chibale, like Kakumiro districts and so on. They own land, but they are absent. Where are they? We don't know. They are present in other places. So that is absenteeism. So here's dash from the committee meeting. What is a committee? Maria? What is a committee? Committee MM. TT. EE. MM. Committee. EE. Committee. A committee is a special group of people selected to do, chosen to do a specific job, to do special work. That is a committee. So you can have a standing committee, you can have a planning committee, you can have a guidance and counseling committee, as a special group of people chosen from a bigger group to do a specific piece of work, to carry out a special responsibility from all the others. We have 120 people who are part of our club, but we'd like to choose a committee. A committee, a special group of people who are going to be advising us. So we call it an advisory committee. Advice, noun. Advise with S, verb. Advice, C, noun. Advise with S, verb. And then advisory, adjective. So the advisory committee will be capital A, advisory, capital C, committee. And then we had a meeting of that group. They represent all the others. They are a committee, special group of people from a bigger one chosen to do a specific responsibility, specific work. So here's dash from the committee meeting, from the meeting of the committee, specially chosen people, affected our decisions. We wanted to decide, what should we do? Should we sell our cock as well as the pig which we own, plus the wheelbarrows? Should we sell our motorcycle? Because we have challenges, we need money, we need cash. Should we? But now he was absent, so we could not decide. We could not make the correct decisions. Decide, verb. Decisions, noun. So his dash from the committee meeting affected, that is disorganized, our decisions. Yes, who's ready to handle this one now? Absent. Yes, Mary. His dash from the committee meeting, yes. His absence. Thank you very much. Spell absence. A-B-S-E-N-C-E. Good. His absence. His absence with a C. One is absent T. His absence noun from the committee. His. That means he owns something. It is his. So when you talk about his, like you say, his mother, that must be a noun. So absent adjective should turn into a noun. So his absence from the committee meeting affected our decisions. Thank you. Who's going to handle number 2? It has a quotation. Daniel, good. Please, you should always be dash when you make mistakes. Advise the counselor. The word is apology. Yes. What did you say to apologize means? Yes, Sam? Apologize? To say sorry. So when you apologize, you make an apology. You sound an apology. You can write an apology letter. A letter of apology. Don't say, I'm going to write a letter of apologization. No, it is apology, which is the noun. Okay, my dears. Now, of course, counsel, as we are saying, is to counsel, to give advice, which is N-S-E-L. Now, to counsel, this one becomes a verb. To counsel, to give advice. That's why you say, counsel, counsel so-and-so, because counselors, counsel so-and-so, those are lawyers. They give advice in law. But a counsel is now a noun, which is N-C-I-L. Then the one who is part of a council, town council, city council, is a councillor, district council. So it is C-O-U-N-C-I-L-L-O-R. That's the difference. But the pronunciation is the same. And now councillor is a noun. Also counsel, the one who gives advice, who counsels and guides, is a noun. Okay, you be sure of that spelling. Next time when we have a spelling game and I say, councillor at the district, don't write with S. You go to write with C-I, then of course remember L-L or R. Okay, so the councillor came and gave advice. Please, I don't know whether she was male or female. He was male or female. Please, you should always be dash when you make mistakes. There are people who make mistakes but who never say sorry. I remember we had some learners in primary school who, whenever they would be walking around, some would see you with a very well polished pair of shoes, well shone. It was shining very well, black, dark, and shiny. And then they would step on the shoe and they say, oh, sorry, but I've meant it. They were speaking in a local vernacular. In that local vernacular, they would say, meaning, I'm sorry, but I've done it. It is done anyway. That was wrong. They were not apologizing. They were not apologetic. They did not sound any apology. Okay? So, please, you should always be dash when you make mistakes, advised the counselor. Who can handle this one? Mbati. Okay? Please, you should always be dash when you make mistakes, advised the counselor. Thank you, Mbati. Apologetic. You should always be apologetic. Apologetic. Don't say we should always be apologizing. No, you should always be apologetic. They're asking for an adjective. An apologetic girl. A girl who apologizes. That is, you're describing the girl. What kind of a girl? An apologetic girl. So you should always be apologetic. You should always apologize when you make mistakes. That was a very wise piece of advice from our counselor. We love counselors. They give us advice. They counsel and guide us. The next word is important. Yes, something important is something essential. You need it, whether you like it or not. It's very important. It is of great importance. There's some people who walk importantly. Someone wears a new coat and then he starts walking importantly. Importantly would become an adverb. How? Importantly. But I don't know. Maybe the coat was of great importance. I don't know. What is the dash of a water source on a dairy farm? A dairy farm. What is the dash of? Who's ready to handle this one? Nakabiri. Important. Something important. What is the dash of a water source on a dairy farm? Nakabiri. Importance. Thank you very much. What is the importance? Good. Important. Instead of T, you make it a C. What is the importance? C-E. What is the importance of a water source on a dairy farm? I think we all know the importance of a water source. There must be enough water on a dairy farm. Our animals should be given enough water because water is life. You need to drink much water. And if cattle that are supposed to produce milk are not given enough water, they'll not produce enough milk. They'll not be healthy enough. So what is the importance of a water source on a dairy farm? You ask the veterinary surgeon. The veterinary doctor will tell you that. The dairy farmers know all this. Abnormal, something that is not good. in its way. It is not normal. It is not in good shape. It is abnormal. I give you an example. For example, if this is a dining table, it is abnormal for me to sit on it. How on earth do I put my buttocks on a dining table? Is that normal? It is abnormal. Ab means not. Ab means not. Abnormal. Abnormal. But it is normal for me to sit on a bench. It is normal also for me to sit on a stool, to sit in an armchair, to sit in a sofa. It is normal, but it's abnormal to sit like me, sitting on a dining table, sitting in a pan, a cooking pan. That is abnormal. So this is abnormal. There's a quotation. Who's ready to handle this one? Yes, Emma Papa. There are several dash. Several means more than two. Not very many, but more than two. Meaning plural, but not very many. Not 100, not 1,000, no. Several means many, but not too many. Not very many. Someone was speaking, and who was that one? The police CID officer. The officer in charge of CID at the police. What is CID in full? Criminal Investigation Department. Criminal Investigation Department. The department in charge of investigations regarding criminals, regarding crimes. So the police CID officer said something. There are several dash in his report, meaning someone had written a report. Now we have a number of burglaries that have taken place in this sub-county. But now he has not mentioned how many burglaries. He has not mentioned during which months we had the burglaries. Breaking of houses, breaking of buildings. People, robbers coming and breaking into buildings. That is burglary. So, now, several accidents have taken place and many border riders have been taken to hospital. How many he has not mentioned. So there are several dash in his report, said the police CID officer, and the word is abnormal. Several means we want nouns. Several what? You are counting more than two, maybe 5, maybe 10, but not too many. Yes, Alinda? Several what? Abnormal? Abnormalities. Thank you very much. Abnormalities. Situations which are abnormal are called abnormalities. Abnormalities. As you read the word, you split it up into pieces, you are able to write it very well. Abnormalities. So there are several abnormalities in his report, said the police CID officer. He was right. We want you to make sure you learn how to write reports properly. Your teachers of English in other levels will teach you how to write a report. Yes. Here, number 5, we have the word care. Oh, care is a usual word. We have seen the word care. You have to be careful. You have to give care to animals. You have to give care to your siblings, your young sisters and brothers. You must take care of your mother. You must be careful. You must give care to the old people. You must give care to your peers, the people of your age. Your age. You must give care. You must be careful. Do not be careless. You must